Hello, I'm going to go ahead and do an example for section 1.11. Let me share the screen. So hopefully you can see this question that is asking solving equations and inequalities graphically. Suppose f of x equals x squared plus x minus 10. Okay, let me do a new share. And here's a graph of x squared plus x minus 10 and a regular parabola. Part A is asking for what values of x, f of x equals to 0. In other words, where are the x-intercepts? Where is the height of f of x 0? So f of x equals to 0 at this point, negative 3.702, and this point, 2.702. So I'm going to go ahead and write down the answer for x equals, since notice the way the question is phrased. So, for what values of x, f of x equals to 0? For what values of x? So x equals to negative 3.702 and 2.702. So at x equals negative 3.702 and x equals 2.702, the height of the graph is 0. Part B, for what values of x, f of x equals to 2? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and graph y equals to 2. Y equals to 2. Okay, it didn't recognize it, so I'm going to put 0x plus 2. Okay, it graphed it this time on red, so you can see it. Okay, and the question is asking for what values of x, f of x equals to 2. So notice that happens in here, negative 4 at x equals negative 4, and here at x equals to 3. So for answer part B is going to be x equals negative 4 and x equals to 3. Part C, for what values of x, f of x equals to negative 2. So I'm going to go ahead and now graph y equals to negative 2. So 0x minus 2, enter. So I do have that in green right here. And I want to know for what values of x, the original f of x and x equals negative 2 are equal. That happens in here at negative 3.372 and positive 2.372. So here I have at x equals negative 3.372, comma, 2.372. Okay. Part D is asking for what values of x, f of x is greater than 2. So we want, f of x equals to 2 is this red line right here. And f of x equals x squared plus x minus 10, this green one. For what values of x, the green graph, the parabola is higher than the red horizontal line. Okay, so all the way to the left, that'll give me negative infinity, negative infinity, all the way to this point right here, which is negative 4. all the way to negative infinity to negative 4. In that interval, the values of f of x is greater than 2, and together with, and another parenthesis starting from 3 to infinity, go to infinity, okay? So notice that this inequality was not inclusive. I don't have the equal sign here, so I'm using parentheses. Part E, for what values of f of x is smaller than or equal to negative 2. Okay, smaller than or equal to negative 2. So we are looking at this point right here. At this point, see f of x is smaller than or equal to negative 2 between this point and between this point. So now I'm going to go back to the question and say starting from, and this time my inequality is inclusive. So I do have equal sign in my inequality. So I'm going to put bracket negative 3.372, okay, all the way to, what did I do? Sorry about that, what are we doing here? Okay. Brackets, negative 3.372, all the way to, this was the first value, all the way to this value, to 2. Okay. 2.372. Now, inclusive bracket. And finally, for what values of f, for what values of x, f of x is greater than or equal to negative 3. So I have to go ahead and graph f of x equals to negative 3. So 0x minus 3. And I want to know for what values of f of x is above the line y equals to negative 3. So that would be from negative infinity all the way to this point, and from this point to positive infinity. So from negative, sorry, parenthesis, I can't put infinity in bracket, from negative infinity all the way to negative 3.193 and close the bracket. Also starting from 2.193, 2.193, all the way to infinity. And once again, infinity goes with parentheses. And I hope you like this video. Thank you.